Dr. Stein, thank you for being here. I used to be one of those people who would vote shame people that voted third parties. I was always like, just take it up in the Democratic primary.
Yeah.
But after seeing their behavior in 2016 and 2020, I would vote third party no matter what state. And I was wrong, and I admit it. Okay, so my number one issue is Ukraine. And I'm never been so frightened of a nuclear war. And I'm going to be honest, right now, I don't care about the so-called sovereignty of Ukraine. I care about nuclear missiles falling here in Houston. And if Ukraine has to give up the eastern part to Russia so we can all just chill, fine, that's how I look at it. I've been hearing rumblings that Trump is wanting to go for a negotiated settlement, possibly cutting off the funding. I've kind of heard mixed. Okay, so my question is, why do you think Donald Trump is not serious? What are you not hearing from Donald Trump to say he's not serious about getting a negotiated settlement to end this thing in Ukraine?
Because okay, sorry.
That's last one. Yeah, my question is, so recently we saw Imam Marcellus Khalifa Williams, an injustice took place where the state withheld the evidence that would halt his execution. And even now we're seeing Imam Jamil Al-Amin serve a life sentence for a crime that he didn't commit. Otis Jackson, the man who did commit the crime, is on record saying that he was the one that committed the crime, and the courts have not even thought about releasing Imam Jamil. So I was wondering, what are you going to do as president in order to ensure that the courts are seeking out true justice?
Great. Thank you.
One more, last question.
Thank you, Dr. Stein, for breaking the duopoly. Quickly, if you were to become a president, will you engage with a direct dialogue with Iran?
Thank you. Okay.
Great. Okay, so I will try to be very brief on Ukraine, and also I must say increasingly in Israel's genocidal war and the effort to bring in Iran into that war. And the potential expansion from Iran to Russia as well. Nuclear weapons could definitely also be exploding over the Middle East. And whether you're thinking about the Middle East or whether you're thinking about Ukraine, no nuclear confrontation is ever local, because nuclear exchange creates nuclear winter. And remember, nuclear winter goes everywhere. Nuclear winter is when the debris, when you see that mushroom cloud, that is a conveyor belt. It is moving debris into the upper atmosphere, which blocks sunlight. Are people familiar with the term nuclear winter? Okay, so it basically means the sun gets blocked, it gets dimmed, and agricultural production falls, which we cannot afford to happen whatsoever. And wherever we risk nuclear confrontation, it has devastating local impact, but it also has impact everywhere in the world. So absolutely, we must conduct dialogue, and everything that Donald Trump says tells me that he cannot be relied on. He has said in Israel that Israel needs to finish the job against Gaza. He's very erratic on Ukraine. And really in regards to all wars. And he takes this bullying position and hopes that he's going to scare his adversaries into compliance. So it's an extremely high-risk proposition. I think we have to stand up as American people and people of the world and stand up against these expanding wars and against nuclear weapons. We should be abolishing all nuclear weapons, and we must not risk these confrontations right now. On the horrific execution of Imam Marcellus Khalifa Williams, that was absolutely outrageous. The death penalty should be abolished. We will free political prisoners on day one, by the way, in our administration. We will ensure that political prisoners go free. And and we will ensure that justice prevails, because and there are many policies that we have, and I suggest you go to our website, jillstein2024.com, and go to the platform drop-down menu, and you can see specifically what we will do to ensure that we move from this system of criminal injustice, which is what we have right now. We have injustice throughout our so-called court system and our justice system that is really pervasive. So there's much that needs to be done, and we need to be standing up. Last one, okay. Oh, on Iran, yes. So, as John Kennedy, as JFK said, we must not negotiate out of fear, and we must not fear to negotiate. Negotiations are the alternative to war and conflict, and our current administration does not know how to conduct diplomacy. But for us, diplomacy is first resort. War and conflict is absolutely last resort.
Thank you so much. If people want to learn more, I believe there's volunteers outside, so you can get involved and learn more. We're going to pray Isha now. Sisters, you get to spend more time with Dr. Stein. Can we please show a round of approval and love for Dr. Stein? Thank you.
Inshallah, we're going to start Isha. Again, Dr. Stein's going to be in the sisters area, inshallah, for meet and greet after the prayer, inshallah. She will be there in the sisters area.
Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for being here. God bless you. We're so pleased to be here.
Likewise. Yes, apologies for delays.
You're good. We're good.
Thank you.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
Now we've got Congressman Jared Moskowitz. Thanks for joining.